All right, so I'm all finished doing the exact same thing on my fleece as I did in my cotton. I pinned it, I cut it out around the edges. I made sure I didn't cut my paper pattern, but I got really close to it so I would have the right shape. I'm gonna unpin it. I'm gonna keep it close by. Now, if you folded your fabric in half when you did this, you're gonna see that there's the inside and the outside of your fabric. Now on my cotton fabric, it's really obvious what's the right side and what's the wrong side. This is the right side, and this is the wrong side. On my fleece, I just have to pick which one. Now I know this is gonna be really tough for me to tell, so I'm gonna use my chalk. I use chalk because it erases. Once I rub this out, it won't show anymore. If I use my marker, it's gonna show on the right side. So I'm gonna mark this. I'm gonna say this is the right side. I'm gonna make a little R for myself so I remember that's the right side. Then I'm gonna flip this whole thing over, and this should be the matching side, right? I'm gonna say R over here, and that'll tell me this is the right side. Okay. When you sew, you're always gonna sew right sides together, pretty sides together. So see how my cotton fabric, it shows the right side and the wrong side? If I sew this together, you're gonna be able to see my stitches. It's not gonna look nice. So I'm gonna take these two pieces and zoop, flip them so the pretty sides are together. See? Pretty sides together, right sides together. Now what that looks like on my fleece is I'm gonna do the same thing and my R's are gonna be together. I'm just gonna take it and zoop, my R's are together. Looks great. Okay, I've got my fleece. And I know that when you make this pillow, you're gonna be practicing your stitches and it's gonna be hard for you to tell where you need to stitch. So you can actually mark on the wrong side of the fabric where you need to stitch. You can use a ruler and you can try to figure out how far from the outside that you need to stitch. So on mine, it's gonna be 1.5 centimeters, and I'm gonna try to mark that. I'm gonna use my tailor's chalk to mark my straight lines. If you don't want to use tailor's chalk, if you want to use like a marker or something, that's fine. It's just, it's not going to erase for you. So I measure 1.5 centimeters. It's right here and right here. And then I'm going to connect those lines. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but I'm using pink chalk. And I connect my lines, and then when I'm sewing, I'm going to be able to tell exactly where to sew. Great. So now my stitching line is marked, and I can tell exactly where I need to sew. All right. You're going to have to pin together your fabric so it doesn't shift as you sew it. I usually pin this way. This is perpendicular to the edge. Some people pin this way, but it usually makes more wrinkles in your fabric. So you can put some pins in, and you're pinning your fabric together so you can tell how your fabric is supposed to align with itself. If you don't pin fabric together, it tends to shift and move around and make weird wrinkles. Careful not to poke yourself. Happens all the time.